I'm joined by Jakub Sobik, a press manager at the Anti-Slavery International, the world's oldest human rights organization against slavery, joining me live from London. Jakub, many thanks for joining us today. Listing some of those statistics there, absolutely incredible. Nearly 4 times more slaves now than in the 1790s. 45.8 million people currently enslaved. I mean, who are these people and where are they?
Well, it is quite incredible that over 150 years after abolition of slavery, we are talking about millions, literally millions of people in slavery. Some estimated as around 21 million, but some estimation, as you mentioned, go as far as 45 millions of people in slavery today across the world. And what is incredible, slavery is present across the world. No country in the world is free from slavery. There are many, many forms, but it's completely different than slavery that we know from history books. But it's still about people who are forced to work for little or no pay in a job that they didn't offer themselves voluntarily, and they cannot leave that employment. It could take many forms. It could take a form of trafficking, when women from Central Europe are forced into sex in Western Europe, for example. It could be Dalit people in India being forced to pay off the debts in brick kilns. It could be children working in sweatshops in India. It could be people on fishing boats, migrant workers from Laos or Burma in Thailand. So it can take many, many forms, and is widespread. And
where is the worst incidences of slavery?
I think in terms of sheer numbers, the biggest number of people in slavery are in Asia, especially in India, China and Pakistan, but that's just purely because of sheer quantity of people. We have to remember that slavery is present in every single country in the world, but in terms of numbers, India has the bigger number of people in slavery. The biggest problem here is discrimination, especially in caste discrimination of Dalits, who are denied opportunities to find decent job. They are denied opportunities to education. They are forced to take loans from other people and then have to pay off the debt, but unfortunately, they lose control over that debt and control over the conditions of their work. Sometimes these debts can be passed off to generations. It really takes a long time to pay off these debts, but they have very little support from the state to get out of that situation.
Jakub, presumably organizations like yours aim to raise awareness about these kinds of incidences. I mean, what else can be done to kind of stop this sort of modern-day slavery from taking place?
I think we have to look really widely and really deeply into the root causes of slavery. It's not just about catching and arresting and prosecuting traffickers and perpetrators of slavery. We really have to look at reasons why it happens, at poverty, lack of education, lack of opportunities for jobs, and lack of rule of law. Very often, it's migrants who fall into a trap of slavery, so they often accept a job offer abroad because they have no opportunities at home. But when they get to their destination, it turns out that they have very little control over the job. Their passports might be taken away because they don't know the language, they don't know anyone. It's very difficult to get out of that situation and very easy for perpetrators to control them. And especially when they don't get any support from the state, like, for example, in the Middle East, kafala sponsorship system means that a legal status of migrant workers completely depends on the employers, so they cannot even leave the country without a signature, a written signature from the employer. So it's about employers and kind of exerting control over workers and having no support from the state. So we really have to look deep at these root causes and improve the protection of these people, especially of migrant workers.
Okay, many thanks for that, Jakub Sobik from the Anti-Slavery International Organization.